There's my three dudes. I'm going to turn it over here. Check that, Caesar. Man there? Alright. Your worst fear has come true. Your teacher hands out a prompt or an idea and tells you, here, you have to make a speech about this. How are you supposed to know what to do? You've never had a speech ever in your life. Lucky for you, I can tell you how to formulate a speech in 5 minutes with these 3 easy steps. Okay. First step is you need to formulate a prompt or idea. Your teacher or professor will give you a prompt or an idea to make your speech about. Always the easiest one is if they say write something that you're interested about, because then you can write about anything you're interested about, and it's really easy to fill your outline, which I will talk about later. But if they do give you a prompt, just find something within that area that you're really excited about or that you're really interested in, and it'll be really easy for you to fill out everything. You need to do research over it. You need to go online, look up stats about it, get some references over it. Three of your each paragraph. You'll have 3 body paragraphs. You need to find a reference for each of those, state them correctly, and then cite your sources in APA format. You need to do it about your hobby or some challenges in life or just beliefs or something that you really like. But you always got to keep in mind who you're talking to in your audience. Because according to Dr. Michelle Mazur, you can literally choose anything you want to tell people about and write it. But the first question that needs to come out of your mouth is, who is showing up for this event? You don't want to say anything that could offend or contradict the audience that you were talking to. That would not be good for your speech. Now that we've talked about choosing a topic, now we're going to talk about creating an outline. As I talked about earlier, creating an outline is very important. It's probably the easiest part of the making the speech, but it's also the most important. Speech outlines can be found online by simply searching speech outline format on Google, go to images, and print it out. I have one here for you right now. It has bullet points, and it tells you what to write on each bullet point, where to put the references on everything. So you can sit there and just fill in your information, and then a little bit here, a little bit there, and then boom, you have your speech. You need to write out the full speech, not just use your outline for everything. But it's a very easy way to get your ideas out, and then you can have them in front of you. Andrew Delaunay, a famous author, says, the outline is the blueprint to your speech. And this is very true. Once you get the blueprint done, then all you have to do is build a little bit more of it, and then you have your speech. My third main point that I need to talk about, and the final one, is practice. This is by far the most important part of your speech 3 steps. I can tell you one thing for sure. If you go up and give a speech with no practice at all, you will fail, you will stutter, and you will make a lot of mistakes. You can't just read it from the outline. You have to write out the full speech and have it in front of you and practice at least 7 to 10 times, as the University of Pittsburgh says. You have to practice in the mirror 7 to 10 times before you give your speech, or your brain will not be fully functional. Speaking in front of the mirror is only one of the exercises you can do. You can speak in front of pets, stuffed animals, lamps, family members, your kids, whatever you have. You can speak in front of them, because as long as you speak in front of an object, it'll help get your anxiety out. You also need to write it on another sheet of paper so you can improve your memory of it. Now you might be saying, well, I don't have anyone to talk to or anything. You can just go outside and talk to the air. You can grab your speech, go out there and talk to it. And you need to focus on having eye contact, looking into the mirror at yourself or your pet or whatever. Because if you're looking down at your sheet like this, then no one's going to really take you seriously. And you don't need to have a visual aid unless they tell you to. But a visual aid is always good to have, so it can give them another resource to look at. Okay. In conclusion, these are the 3 steps to help you get your speech. So now when your teacher tells you you have to write a speech, you can tell them, no problem, because I will write an outstanding one because I listened to Jonathan's 3 steps. Woo.